Hello everyone, today our topic is how to add different Elementor form responses in Google Sheets. So suppose we have two or more Elementor forms and we are getting the responses of these forms and we want to add these details of responses in our Google Sheet, but we are going to use single spreadsheet, and in this spreadsheet we are going to use different sheets according to the forms. So here our objective is that whenever we get new responses of Elementor forms, then we want to add these details in our Google Sheet in their respective sheets according to their forms. So here we are going to create an integration between Elementor and Google Sheets. For creating this integration, we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, we are going to use trigger and action. In trigger application, we are going to use Elementor. In action application, we are going to use Google Sheets. So how I am going to create this integration? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen. And today we are working on Elementor. So Elementor is a drag and drop page builder for WordPress. This plugin helps you to create beautiful pages using a visual editor. So here we have two different Elementor forms. First one is this contact form and second one is this new form. And I'm getting response from both the forms. Now what I want is that whenever I get the response from any one of this form, then I want to add these details of the form in Google Sheets. But I want to add these details in same spreadsheet but in different sheets like this. And I want this to happen automatically so that it will save my time and energy. So here we have these two forms, contact form and this new form. So whenever we will get response of these forms, we will add these details in Google Sheet. So for contact form, we will use this contact form sheet, and for new form, we will use this new form sheet. So for this, we will create an integration between Elementor and Google Sheet. And for that, I will open a new tab and search for pabbly.com, and it will take us to this landing page of Pabbly. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. And if you don't have any account with Pabbly, you can just sign up for free and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get hundreds of tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I will click here on Access Now button under Pabbly Connect. And it will direct us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here, this is the workflow section and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. And here we are going to create a new workflow. For that, I'll click here on Create Workflow button and this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow. So I will name it as my objective, which is to add different Elementor form response in Google Sheets. And I will select the folder where I want to save my workflow. So I will select Home and I will click on Create. And it will take us to this most important window of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, Trigger and Action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on, and trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So trigger will be the first step that will get executed in our workflow and action will just follow that. So we will set up our trigger first, and here our trigger application will be Elementor. So I will search for that. I will select this. Now I have to give a trigger event. So I will open this tab and new form submission will be my trigger event. Now I need to connect Elementor with Pabbly Connect. For that, I have this webhook URL and this is going to work as a bridge between Elementor and Pabbly Connect. So for this, I need to follow all this instruction. And first I will copy this webhook URL. Now I will go to my Elementor form. So first I will connect this contact form. For that, I will click here on this pencil icon. And here we have this option, which is action after submit. I'll open this. And here in the add action, I'll click here on this plus button and here I will add this webhook. Now I will go to webhook and I'll open this and I'm going to paste that webhook URL here that we have copied from Pabbly Connect. And I will open this advanced data button. Now I will click on update. Now I will go to my new form and I will do the same here. I will click here on pencil icon and I will open this actions after submit. Now I will add this plus button. Here I will select webhook and now I will go to webhook and I will paste that webhook URL here and I will open this advanced data button and I will click on update. So I have connected both my forms with Pabbly Connect. Now I will preview these forms and now I will open this form. So this is my contact form and this is my new form. So I'm gonna fill details here. So these are my two forms. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect and here it is waiting for webhook response. So first I will open this contact form and I will fill dummy details here. So my first name will be test, last name will be user, email will be testuser@pabblytunes.com and I will give a random phone number. So this will be my random phone number. Now I will give a city. So my city will be Bhopal and I will click on submit. So my form is submitted. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we have this response. So our form name is contact form. So our first name is test. And this is a random phone number. And this is the email address testuser@pabblytunes.com. And we have this city Bhopal. And the last name is user. So we have these details and we want to add these details automatically in our Google Sheet. But we want to add these details in two different sheets as according to their forms. So for that we will set up our action. And in action step, I'm going to use a tool that Pabbly offers, which is router. So I'm gonna search for that router. I will select this. Now I have to give an action event. So I will open this tab and conditionally run will be my action event. Now we'll connect this. So we are using this tool to differentiate our form responses and we want to divert our responses to two different sheets. So by this tool, I'm going to create two routes. So whenever we get different responses from the different forms, then I want to add these details in our Google Sheet according to their forms. So here I will set filter and action step. In this two route, I'm going to rename this. So first I will rename this as the form name. So my first form is contact form. I will click on update. I will set filter and action step. Here I'm going to filter out the responses on the basis of the form name so that whenever I get the data from any one of the form, then it will first find the name of that form and it will filter out the data according to that particular form and then it will move ahead. Now to set up the filter, I will first select the label and in the label, I will use this form name and my filter type will be equal to, and in the value, I'm going to type my name of my form, which is contact form. So in the response, whenever I get the response from this contact form, now this will filter out the responses of all the contact form responses. So for this, I will click on save and send test request button. And our condition is true. So here we got the response for the contact form. That's why the condition is true. So we are going to add action step here. I will click here on add action step. Now in this, my action application will be Google Sheets. So I will search for that. I'll select this. Now I have to give an action event. So I will open this tab and add new row will be my action event. So I will select this. Now I will connect Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on connect. Now I will click on add new connection. I will sign in with Google. Now I will click on allow to give access to my account. And my connection here is successful. Now we have these details. First, we have to select the spreadsheet. For this, let's go to Google Sheet. And my spreadsheet name is Elementor form submission. And we have these two sheets here, contact form and new form. So for the contact form, we are going to use this sheet, which is contact form. Now let's go to Pabbly Connect. And I'm going to select my spreadsheet, which is Elementor form submission. And here in the select sheet, I will select this contact form sheet. And we have these details here, first name, last name, email, phone number, and the city. So I'm going to map all these details and I'm going to use mapping here. So what mapping is? Mapping is a technique through which you can retrieve the data from the previous steps and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I'll click here. I will open the response and I will first map the first name. Similarly, I will map the last name. Now the email address, mobile number, and the city. So I have mapped all these details from the response that we got from the contact form response. And I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we have the response. So we have added these details automatically in our Google Sheet. So for this, let's go to Google Sheet. Here we have added this new row and we are using this contact form sheet, and our spreadsheet is Elementor form submission. So our first name is test, last name is user, email is testuser@pabblytudes.com, and this is the random phone number, and the city is Bhopal. So we have added this response of contact form response in contact form sheet, and here we can see in the new form response, and we have added nothing here. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use new form response, and we are going to create a dummy response in new form response, and then we will add those details in this new form sheet. So for this, let's go back to Pabbly Connect. I will close this. Now I will recapture webhook response. I will click on yes. Now here it says it is waiting for webhook response. Now to get this response, I'm going to open this new form and I'm going to fill dummy details here. So my first name will be dummy. Last name will be user. Email will be dummyuser@pabblytudes.com, and I will give a random phone number. And in my query, I will type demo. Now I will submit this form. So my form is submitted. Now I will go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see we have this new response. So my form name is new form and my first name is dummy. Last name is user. We have this random phone number. And this is the query, and we have this email, which is dummyuser@pabblytudes.com. So we got this response from the new form submission. Now what we are going to do is we are going to add these details in the new form sheet in our Google Sheet. For that, we are going to use this route 2. I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename it as new form, which is the name of our form. So I will update this, and I'm going to set filter and action steps. So here we have this filter. We are going to use the same label here. So I'm going to open the response, and the form name will be my label, and filter type will be equal to, and in the value I'm going to type the name of my form, which is new form. So in this filter, whenever I will get the response from the new form response, then it will only work. So I will click on Save and Send Test Request button, and the condition here is true. So our new response is from the new form response. That's why the condition is true. So I'm going to add action step. So I'll click here on add action step. Similarly, my action application will be Google Sheet. I will search for that. I'll select this. I will give an action event, which will be add new row. I will connect my account. I will use this existing connection because I have already logged in. So I will click on save. Similarly, I will select my spreadsheet, which is Elementor form submission. And now in the select sheet option, I'm going to use new form sheet because I want to add the response of new form in the new form sheet. So I have selected this new form sheet here. Now I'm going to map all these details here. So the first name. Similarly, I will map the last name. Now the email address, mobile number, and the query. So I have mapped all my details here. Now I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we have the response. Now to check this, let's go to Google Sheet, and I'm going to open this new form sheet. And here we can see we have added this new row. So the first name is dummy, last name is user, email is dummyuser@pabblytudes.com, and this is the random phone number, and the query is demo. So we have added this new response of the new form response in the different sheet, which is new form sheet. So here we can see whenever we are getting the response from two different forms, first form is contact form, second form is new form, we are adding all these details in different sheets according to the form. So for the contact form, we are adding the details in this contact form sheets And for the new form, we are adding the details from the new form sheets. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. I will close this. And here we have created this integration between Elementor and Google Sheet. And here we have created this integration between Elementor and Google Sheet. So whenever we are getting the different responses from different forms, then we are adding those details of the responses in our Google Sheet in different sheets according to the form responses. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow. So let's summarize what we did here. First, I have set up my trigger, and my trigger application was Elementor, and my trigger event was new form submission. Then we have set up our action, and in my action application was router by Pabbly, and my action event was conditionally run. And in this router by Pabbly, we have created two routes. First one is contact form, second one is new form. And in this, we have used Google Sheet, and we are adding all the details according to the new form submission. And this is how you can also create this workflow. I'm also going to put the link of this workflow in the description, so you can check it out from there. Thank you. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this using Pabbly Connect. If you need any help or if you have any doubt, you can email us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can post them at forum.pabbly.com, or if you have any issue with the pricing of Pabbly, you can connect on this link. And if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.